Be advised, you are coming in weak and unreadable.
Say again, Com Tower. This is Pacho. Do you read me over?
Pacho, this is Con Tower. I read you Lima Charlie.
Com Tower, Com Tower. Request permission to launch and commence a field op. Over.
Stand by. Pacho, permission granted. Say again, permission granted.
Roger that. Launching podcast in 3, 2. You are now entering the field op with your host, Pacho Correa, Chief Warrant Officer 3, United States Marine Corps retired. Get some. Hurrah! Get some. Hurrah! What's going on, everybody? Another week has gone by. Baby Friday is upon us, or Friday's Eve, as I like to call it. So we got an awesome show today. We're going to take a little bit of a different approach to the field op today. But before we get started, I like to do the do. And basically, this show is all about, we support not only the United States, but also its awesome Constitution. So this show is all about freedom of speech, the right to bear arms, and all the other great things that the Constitution brings us. So that being said, if you like what you hear, stick around. Make sure you like, subscribe, follow, and share my show to all your friends. And pass it around like a joint at a party. But if you don't like it, then go ahead and swipe left and go ahead and check something out somewhere else. Perhaps something from the great SitchRadio.com. We have shows like Warrior Bill, the Combat Vet Vision, as well as I Podcast That, among many other great choices. So go ahead and make sure and check that out. And this show is also brought to you by our great sponsor, Castle Global Services. Hey, we're getting ready to start enrollment period for healthcare. Do you have medical insurance, or are you tired of paying some really high premiums and such? Well, check out Impact Healthcare. Impact Healthcare is it's been used in Japan for over 50 years, health share, and you can basically get medical insurance for your entire family for less than $300, and with some great payments, and as well as some great premiums and all that good stuff. So if you're tired and you would like to switch, or you're an employer and you want to provide medical healthcare to your employees, I highly recommend that you check it out. So go to castleglobalservices.acnibo.com. And right there on the services tab, check it all out, and you can find out and learn more. All right, so we got all the good stuff, all the normal stuff that out of the way. So today we got a really great show. We're gonna take a little different approach to the field op. Today we have Uncle Daniel Stevenson on deck, but we also have my awesome kid on deck, and we're gonna give her some really good old jarhead advice. From people who've been around the block a couple of times. So hopefully she won't hate me after this show, after it's all said and done. So let's bring in Dan Stevenson and Miss PJ Correa onto the mix.
Well, hello.
There they are.
Hi.
Welcome to the field op, everybody. How's everybody doing?
I'm doing good, Pa. How are you?
Dan, how are you doing, man? How's life in Qatar, in the Middle East?
Busy as always. Contracting is a busy game, and you can never slack off, because there's always somebody else behind you looking for your job, because it's good money and it's steady.
No, I bet. I mean, I play that game over there for a little bit, and I know it's very cutthroat, and although it's good money and such, but it's it's the squirrel. It's the whole squirrel trying to get a nut. This is your world. I'm just a squirrel trying to get a nut, but it's like everybody else is trying to go after the other squirrel's stash. So you're right. It is very cutthroat. So, but I saw a post of yours on Facebook today, and it got me kind of thinking. I saw your son. By the way, your kid is getting really, really big, and and then it said, and then I saw the comment that you put on it. Hey, by the age of 5, he's mine. What do you mean by that? You were telling your wife.
So, well, children need both the mother and the father. All right, I made many mistakes as a parent, but one of the things that I've always believed in, that children need both parents. They need a male figure and a female figure. They need positive role models, whether it's the husband and wife, the father, mother. They also, it does take a village to raise a child, because every person that your child interacts with in their life has impact on them. 5 minutes, that's all it takes. 5 minutes of interaction, that child's going to remember something from that connection. So I made an agreement with my wife when she got pregnant that I would allow, I would allow, I could allow my wife to do whatever, right? That's funny.
Yeah, no kidding.
But no, so I made an agreement with her that the first 5 years is, I'll be there and I'm gonna be the father, but and everything, but she is the driver. She's the one that's going to nurture him and bring him up until he's 5. Once he's 5, he's mine. At that point, that's when I need to start teaching him how to be a responsible young man, how to look at the world, how to work hard and earn your place in life, and also how to treat women with respect and how to treat men with respect as well. So I told her she can spoil him until he's 5, and then the rest of his life is me straightening him out.
So basically, after, like good old earlier, me used to say, and then your ass belongs to Papi Dan. What do you think, Pilaro?
So,
what do you think
so
about?
I told her.
Oh, go ahead.
Hold on. His fifth birthday, I already told her the only presents he gets is a pair of leather gloves, a leather vest, and a hatchet, because daddy and son are heading to the farm to chop wood. He may not be the smartest guy in the world, but he's going to be one of the strongest.
But what do you think? What do you think of what Dan said earlier about the children need both their mother and the father, and on top of that, related to your life, what did you think about the co-parenting and about regarding his comment and how it was applied to you when you growing up in a base?
Well, I mean, I totally agree that both the kids need both mother and father figure, because you learn different things from each of them, and it'll benefit you in the long run. And I think with you and my mom, you guys did your best. You guys did your best to co-parent us, besides y'all having your differences and everything. You made it so we lived a good life, my brother and I, and you made us look at things differently. Instead of from a sheltered perspective, we looked at whatever it is, the situation, from all around. And I think that's a really important thing, is not to just have your mindset so configured to one way, instead of and having it look at different ways, because you and mom saw everything so differently, literally on 2 separate spectrums.
Right.
So I think that was a beneficial thing to Joseph and I, that we got to look at things from both ways and then make our own decision on how we want to take it.
Do you think that and that's a pretty good point, and thanks for sharing that. But what about, as Dan says, hey, after 5, dad, his son, is going to go do all these things. What do you think? What's your thoughts on that?
I don't know. I agree with it. Obviously, I don't have my own kids, but I would want my child to he may not, Dan said, he may not be smart, but I want him to be strong. I want that's how I want my kid to he could be dumb as rocks, and I would still want him to be physically able to do things on his own and not be dependent.
Hey, I'm all about education too. All I'm gonna say is that he's my son. He's gonna be challenged. That's all I'm saying. So I want to make sure he's strong.
No, no, we're not saying that that he's going to be dumb as a rock. Not at all. No, I mean, education is important, and in today's society, I think we've gone away, and a lot of people who I consider experts, like Robert Kiyosaki. He wrote the book Rich Dad Poor Dad. Mike Rowe, who not only is a great author, but he's also the host of Dirty Jobs. He's also the voice of The Great Cash, among other things, and a singer too. But he's all these people have said best that the whole, hey, you go to school, you go, and whatever that has been debunked. That's part of the whole nuclear family. The nuclear was from the 1950s, the rich generation that went to World War II, baby boomers. That was the mentality back then, and perhaps back then, we know that, especially shortage on trades like carpenters, all these different things. So teach life skills to your kid. All right, and we're back. So, what do you think? What do you think about that?
Like I said, nowadays, like as someone who's in college, like I struggle like every day. Like, do I need to go to college to be successful in life? Like, it's a back and forth thing. I'm like, continue my career as nursing? Do I want to join the Marine Corps, or like, do I want to just I personally be happy in the long? I feel like there's such like stamina that like you need to go to college to make a living. Like you have to get a degree. But like, you see nowadays, some don't use their degree and they're still successful. Dominique didn't go to college. She's successful. There's so many other ways to like be successful, and then like it doesn't matter how you get there. It just matters that you're happy.
Yeah. Dan, what do you think about that? She's been marinating over joining the service.
Well, the service works if you allow it to work. Okay, so there's a lot of people that join the service. The service didn't do them very well because you went in there with the wrong mindset. So if you go in the right mindset and understand it's going to be very painful, whether you're officer or enlisted, doesn't matter. There's a lot of pain that comes with serving. That's the point here. Service means serving. All right, you get certain benefits from it, but it means serving. If not in the mind frame of serving your fellow military member, or serving your community, or serving your country, you're serving your fellow American, then you're probably not going to be as successful. So that's where I get with the military. Yes, there's benefits that people join for, and that's good. There's opportunities and benefits for people, but service comes first. Now, with that said, we talk military terms. You have strategic, operational, and tactical levels. Most people don't think about strategic. Strategic is choices. That's where you have to start. You have to make your choice or choices. You need to keep them down to, I like to do them in 3s, but you can do them up to 5. You can't do more than that because that's when they start to come.
Are you okay? Nope. I think we're having some comm issues with Dan. No, but I think we, and he's right. The military is not for everybody. It might have been the thought process back in the day that, hey, I'm going to go ahead and go to jail or go to the Marine Corps. To some degree that might have worked back then. I don't know, but with the amount of information that's out there and the thought process and to a lot of people nowadays, the immediate gratification. I don't know if that whole thought process should apply. I think if you're going to join the service, I think you have to weigh in the pros and cons of going in, and then you got it. And like Dan said, it's all about servitude and realizing that at some point in time, you're going to write a blank check to the U.S. saying, hey, in the event that something happens, you can count on me to make that ultimate sacrifice in the name of freedom and all the other things. So, what are some of the things that you've been, that's because I know you've been saying that you've been going back and forth, but what led you to make, to that thought process?
To want to join or not to join?
Well, both. I mean, I'm just curious.
I don't know. I think I always wanted to join. I mean, like, me and my best friend, like Ryan, we've always talked about it. Like, to this day, we still talk about it. We go back and forth because she's considering joining as well. But like, I think we're just so worried about we're like so accustomed to doing what we want, not having to request to leave, not having to necessarily listen to the higher command. And I think for me, it would be more the discipline because me, I don't take shit from no one.
Yes, you can cuss on here. What's your goddamn language in front of me? No, I'm just kidding.
And I don't take shit from anybody. And so I think if my officer or sergeant went off on me, I have a mouth on me and I will not hold back. Like you always tell me, I am like a freaking gun, like a machine gun that will just I get trigger happy and will just keep shooting back until their feelings are hurt. And I think that would be my main issue. I talk to my friends about it who are in the Marine Corps and who are higher ups and everything. They would say the book will get thrown at you if you fucking go off on them. You will get in trouble. And
right.
That's my issue. I will not hold back because I was raised by a Marine. I know not to take shit from anyone. And you taught me that don't take shit from anybody. You would always knife hand me. When kids would bully me, you'd be don't fucking do that. Don't let them bully you. So now I have that mindset. I won't take shit from you. I don't care who you are.
Dan, what do you think of that? But Dan, check your mic. It might be muted because we cannot hear you. Yeah, Mike, do a mic check, my friend. On your lower right hand, it'll say mute, stop cam, settings. Check to see if that's working. It's a great thing about being live in the show that, things like this happen periodically. But yeah, let me see. Brian, can you hear him on your end, or is this something that's me? Can you hear me?
I think that's yes.
Yeah, I've got you, Pacho. It looks like Dan can hear us, but we cannot hear him. So Dan, can you check your mic?
Yeah, but we cannot hear you. It's muted. Now it's, yeah. Yeah, it says he's unmuted. Yeah, it might be your settings on your phone. But, we'll go ahead and keep rolling with it until he's able to fix it. He may, Brian, tell him, see if he needs to come back, get out and come back in. But I mean, I can see where, yes, I do want you to not take shit from anybody, of course. But I think, just if you want to see it from from a job aspect as well. It's like me going off of my boss. I mean, I may think that the person is, whatever, whether I'm just hypothetically speaking, they're not the smartest or whatever. I just can't up and say, hey, whatever, because obviously now I'm unemployed and I'm not making any friggin' money. And I got bills to pay. I got an ex-wife to feed.
Shout out to my mom.
Shit, gotta keep mom on the payroll. Word up. But you know what I mean? So I mean, if you want to see it from that aspect, we just can't. There's a time and place for everything. That's where communication come in, and it's an environment. And the reason why, hey, we don't question the orders, or you can, I mean, shit, I've been now 8 years now, so I know, right? But I'm just saying that I've been out of that environment, so I don't know how times have changed, but the reason we don't question those orders is because we're there you go. I think I could hear something. Are you there?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir. No, we were talking about because I saw you making faces when she was saying about the whole knife handing and everything. So in that environment, you just can't. We don't question orders because hey, we just act, somebody says we react, we take out the enemy, whatever. The moment you react, obviously there are consequences more severe, like your life and such. But what are your thoughts on what she was saying earlier?
Oh, I have a couple points. One,
Let it rip.
she's never been. Two, in boot camp, they bring them down to the bones, rebuild up team. So you will change. You're still who you are, but you will change. Period.
That's true.
You will have no choice. So
you
will react differently to people. The way you now act people will be completely different than how you react to people after you go through that training.
That's true.
She can feel like that all she wants. I'm good with that, but it will change.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, and that's why they say that there is a transformation that's going to occur, during that whole time frame. Yeah, because I remember here's a good example. I think this one I had another guest, but my Ken and I, when we were both on the show, we were running, we were doing all kinds of different things, and in preparation, we were watching Heartbreak Ridge, A Few Good Men, and we were weightlifting, and I was like, let somebody fuck with me and see what happens. Let a drill instructor get in my face and, talking all kinds of shit. When I got on deck, my life, but because the transformation that you go through and growth, mainly, let's just call it growth, you're no longer a kid in that mindset. I mean, there's a purpose, everything has a purpose, and you understand why. So, you start listening to your superiors and such. I mean, how was it for you, Dan? I mean, am I hitting the nail on the head, or what do you think? Is he frozen?
No, he's moving.
Dan?
Dirty Dan.
Can you hear us? I think he's. Yeah, I think we're in. But what are your thoughts, Pilar?
I don't know. I think, like, as much shit as I talk on Marines in the Marine Corps, I mean, shit, I literally went viral on TikTok for talking shit about Marines, which you were not happy about. Like,
explain it, because we do have an audience, but explain, what was it about?
Okay, I was just saying, like, it was like this video, and it was like, if you ever dated like a motherfucker that looks like this, I'm sorry. And it was a bunch of pictures of Marines. And like, I have my opinions about them because I've had like my dealings with them, but I appreciate the Marine Corps so much, like as a whole and everything. And like, I know I'd be a good asset. Like, I know I'd be a good Marine. And that's because I grew up on base. Though I never lived in it yet or have, like, I saw it from an outside perspective. Like, I've seen what they go through. I've seen what it does to people. Like, I've seen what it did to you. And, like, though you have your challenges and whatnot, like, I learned a lot from it. And I think that it's something I can handle and go through because I want to experience it. Not because I'm like, oh, let's just do this for shits and giggles. I'm going to run away from my problems. I have problems, but like nothing that I want to run away from. But it's just an experience that I may turn into a career like you did. I think it's just like, I'm so worried about like, just like I said, like my freedom, like asking to go on vacation, having to hope it gets approved for leave. I can't do anything that I want. Like there's things I won't be able to do once I'm in the military that I can do now as a civilian. So I think it's just like a constant worry. And I'm extremely like terrified of boot camp. Like everybody, all my friends are in the Marine Corps now. They're like, the crucible was hell. Like we literally hated it. Like we were crying. Like it was not a fun experience. And like when people yell at me, I'm either gonna freak out on them or I'm gonna just start crying, having like a freaking freak out attack, like rocking back and forth in a ball. Like there's just like it's like my mind that's like just fucking do it. Like grow a fucking hair, don't be a pussy, like just go do it. And then the other part of me is like, no, like just finish college. You'll be an RN, you can travel, you can get a contract job with the military being a nurse there. If that's what you want to do. But it's just like such a back and forth thing. And then people are like, join the Air Force, join the Army. And I'm like, no, like, I don't want to do that. Like, I want to follow my dad's footsteps. I want to be a Marine. And if I don't be a Marine, I'm going to join the Navy. But then, like, I don't want to be at sea all the time. Like, I like being on land. I don't like being in the ocean.
Well, yeah, I think you're trying to control something that you have, that you cannot control, and that it's because there's so many things that can happen. But again, there is a transformation period, and some that will just, there will be a change that goes through it, and all those things those are all the what ifs that may or may not happen. You know what I mean? So, and I remember sitting in the my mom's bed, and like right before the recruiter came, and I was like, okay, well, this is it. I may not come back. And my mom literally, she said, you'll be okay. And with her foot, she pushed my ass off the bed and she rolled back to sleep. And I was like, oh, you're not gonna say, it's okay, sweetie, stay home. Mama will take. Nope. It's like, goodbye, motherfucker. Fly, bitch. Off the nest you go,
Yeah. And I think it's like I want to join also because like I remember when like I was younger, if you join the Marine Corps, like I will literally put on my blues, I will cut my hair off, I'll get rid of the beard, and like I will wear that at your graduation. And like I've always like imagined that. Like I'm like, oh my god, like that would be such a badass experience. Like I'd be flexing on everybody. Like my dad's a badass. Like he was a fucking chief one officer. Like every time I talk to a Marine, they're like, your dad's a chief one officer. Like we can't talk to you. Like we can't associate ourselves with you. That is a unicorn. Like he will ruin our lives. And so now I'm like, I can be a badass like him, and people be like, wow, she like followed in such an amazing person.
Well, that would be. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. That would be pretty.
A badass experience.
Yeah, like my kid being a warrant officer.
Yes.
Whoa, bala.
Like it would just, I don't know. Like
Joseph, there's still time. I don't know, 2 for 2.
Like I know it would be such an amazing experience. I just needed like fucking jump. Like I just need to jump. And like I like sit here sometimes, like I'll be sitting in my room and I'll be like, what if I just go? I don't tell anybody. I go MIA for 3 months and then I just send a nice little letter to like you and mom and everyone like, hey, I'm about to graduate boot camp. Like this is where it is. Come see me. Like, but then I know I'm like, I can't just desert. I can't just like peace and love. And because y'all would think I'd be dead. Literally be dead. A 5150 would be called on me.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, if after you do it and you go away, hey, by the way, the dogs are here. The house is it's okay. blah blah. Okay, then.
So you're saying if I do this, you'll watch the 3 dogs?
No, I didn't say that. I said
Okay.
the dogs are here. Like you already prearranged the stay with one of your friends and shit. I mean, God, I'll have to cut my hair. I mean, I don't care about the beard and everything. Just this flock of hair.
It's okay. I think it's time to let it out. Personally.
Well, I mean, I don't know, but going back to what we're saying is just, I mean, those are all uncontrollables. There will be a transformation. I mean, whether you do it or not, or whatever service that you join. I mean, let's not that we're, whatever it is.
No, I'm a little biased.
It's you're still, you're still part of a small group of Americans who actually join the club. And he's back. Papa, can you hear us? And his mic is not working again. Yeah, I think it's the whole. Yeah, let me see. Yeah, I think it has to be something with the connection. I mean, he is in all the way in the middle of nowhere, but it's a challenge. I mean, and things will, again, nothing worth in life comes easy. Nothing, absolutely nothing. Yes, you're right. There is some residual stuff, and my experience may be a whole lot different than yours will be. Yes, I went and saw and did a bunch of different things as well, but that affected me, and obviously I carried that with me. But I cope and manage and such. But nonetheless, your experience may be totally different. I mean, for all intents and purposes, I mean, you might end up going to what is it? With Avatar and shit, with Pandora, Pangea, or with the floating mountains and the blue people. I don't know. I mean, it's just Space Force, or you be fighting aliens.
I don't know. I think I wouldn't even know what I wanted to do in the Marine Corps because I can't go infantry.
Actually, you can.
We can?
Yes.
Okay.
Females can go infantry. It's not easy.
I would want to be MARSOC, but that's a stretch.
Hey.
Right, but I don't know. I wouldn't know what I wanted to do. I'd either want to be a mechanic like you were. I don't want to be admin and just sit at a desk all day and just type away or sign shit. That's not something I would do. I would lose my mind because I lose my mind working at a hospital right now. So I know it'd be good for me. I know I would learn so much. It would make me even to a better person than I already am. Not to sound cocky, but I'm fucking amazing. And
you are.
Thank you. But I'm scared of leaving everything that I have here behind. That's it. That's literally what it is. I can't you can't have crazy hair colors. You can't have piercings. You have to get tattoos approved. You can't that's not me. I have tattoos on my hands. I don't care to ask permission. I mean, shit, I hide the tattoos and piercings from you half the time before I get them, and then you just see them.
Yes, she does.
So there's all of that I'd have to reconsider. You can't do this. You can't do this. You can't do this. And I'm but I want to do it. I don't want to ask permission to do it. I'm fucking 23. So I just think I would lose my mind a little bit.
Are you back?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you now.
I'm literally sitting right next to the router.
I've had to do that before to improve my connection. I actually had to hardwire onto my router a couple of times to air the show here in Florida as well. I mean, back in Florida because I'm in Texas right now. So
I haven't been blessed in 4 years, so I wouldn't know about any of that.
Yeah, but Pilar is saying that what was that?
I got one thing I want to say. The next time I see you, that body better be cleaner.
Okay.
Say it again. Say again your last.
Her Your potty mouth needs to be cleaner the next time I see you.
He gave me permission, Dan.
I didn't. I'm Uncle Dan.
I grew up around you and my dad and the rest of the guys in the biker club. A bunch of Marines. All y'all cussed. So now I'm like, if I grew up around those guys doing it, I can do it too now that I'm an adult. I learned from the best.
No, you're a lady. You are a lady. That's different.
I'm a lady.
Yeah. But no, to kind of wrap things up, and we're gonna have we'll go ahead and redo another show and bring back and Pilar back. But Dan, any parting thoughts to Pilar as in life, her consideration about the military and such?
Yes. I started choices. You don't make a choice.
Aha. Something about a choice. I heard. Yeah, your message is coming in. Pilar, any parting thoughts for Dan and other folks? Hey, by the way, people, if you have any advice and stuff and things that you want to say to Pilar to encourage her decision, go ahead and throw it on the comments right there at the bottom. Is Dan back? Can he hear us? Can we hear him? Yeah, but Pilar, what do what any parting thoughts
For like the viewers or just in general?
in general as a whole?
I don't know. I think like I'm gonna sound like a fucking hypocrite, but like just do what feels right. Like if you jump the gun, because you never know. Like the thing is, like you can't see what's at the end of the tunnel until you actually do it.
Right.
And like I should take a sip of my own medicine when I say this, but like don't be scared. Don't hold back of something just because you think of the what ifs. I mean, like the intrusive thoughts are gonna just come in. Like, what if I do this and this happens? Like that's something I struggle with all the time. So just do it, and whether it turns out good or bad, you learn from it and you grow, and like that's what you got to do, I guess. I mean, that's what I should fucking do.
All right. Well, it's been great having you both on the show. Dan, thanks so much. We'll go ahead and bring you back for another show, and hopefully you'll have, we'll go ahead and revisit some of the things that we talked about today. So, but for that, we'll go ahead and say goodbye to Pilar. Thank you so much for your time, Ms. P, and everybody else. Well, everybody, that's our show for today. Apologies for a little bit of technical. We can't control the fact that Dan is, 7,000 miles away and in the Middle East. But hey, if you've been struggling with ruminating thoughts, depression, anxiety, and all the other things and all the vices that you've been, it's my daughter taking a selfie, and all the other bad things that that put you in a dark path, reach out on the show, reach out to me, reach out to anybody, reach out to a buddy. But the fact is, we just want you here and stick around and be here, because we don't want you dead. I don't want to do 22 pull-ups, push-ups, and all that other dumb shit. Not that it's dumb, but you matter and you should be here. So we're gonna go ahead and index right here. Maybe my daughter, while I'm here, will enlist in the Marine Corps during this week. But with that being said, folks, we're gonna go ahead and index and say, all right, get some. I am out. Peace.